go for a ride. Let's see how well I could explain the process of getting back on a bike with one arm. More importantly, let's see how quickly I can do it, because I tend to ramble. Okay, so there's 3 parts to this whole process. Feet up. There's improving the shoulder strength and mobility, as well as learning to read the feedback from the short arm, because I don't have a lot of feeling in the short arm. It's the, you know, I had to learn that little link. So I did that mostly by, I drive a manual car now, have been for a while previous to this. So that shoulder was getting a workout, as well as I was cycling a lot, doing some dirt bike work once I had, you know, a prosthetic arm. I attempted to do chin-ups with one arm and the hospital issued prosthetic, so I was using the short arm mostly to drag myself up off the ground using a rafter in the shed. Highly entertaining, I'd imagine, but that really it worked out a lot as far as putting strength into the shoulder. Okay, so we got the arm into shape now, and my brain knows what's going on. I had to design an arm. Now, I'd been designing arms pretty much 3 years after the accident. I had a design, and then just recently, a couple of years before this arm that I'm using right now, I had the arm that forms the basis for the arm I have now. Just has a little bit greater range of movement than an arm you would normally get for a prosthetic to ride a motorcycle. I like it. My mate Dan at DJ Design and Engineering, he builds all the parts required to assemble an arm. It's good to work with. Really appreciate his work and his time, because he occasionally talks me down out of some crazy ideas, Dan. I don't know if they're crazy or just expensive. The hand, I went through 11 different hand designs before I settled on the one I got now. And the quick release, it's been finessed over time, and it works on the bench. Haven't tested it in real life. Pretty much don't plan on testing it in real life either. But I am working on another design because I'm not 100% happy with it. What little free time I do get. Vehicle modifications. So I had to move the clutch over to the right hand side, and I had to assemble a switch gear that put all the controls over here as well. Indicator, start, stop, horn, high, low beam. And I did that using eBay switch gear. I just found one that worked with the factory throttle cables and throttle tube, and then took the parts out of one and put them in there. I've done 2 bikes so far, and they've both been a little bit different, but not too dramatic. Like with this one, I had to 3D print a housing for the start stop buttons. And any modifications I do to the bike, or every time I modify a motorcycle, they've got to be signed off by an authorised person. So it'll be Gavin Cass at CCW Vehicle Modifications here in town. He comes around and he checks over my work, checks the bike over, make sure I haven't done anything too stupid, and then that gets us through the legalities part for the motorcycle. And then we're on to the next part. The next part was really just developing the skill. I knew that my Q-Ride was going to be low speed work, and I knew from experience, I mean I've been riding motorbikes for a long time, I knew that going slow was harder than going fast. So I put a lot of effort into low speed practice, you know, that walk and pace stuff, figure eights, and a lot of emergency stop work, but but just generally really low speed. I was going as slow as I could, really working the clutch. And after that was done, I got to do my occupational therapist assessment, and that's like an assessment where the OT and a key ride instructor watched me do a couple of hot laps just to make sure I'm not completely incapable. So I did that with Amy Guttison from ANG Health. She's worked with me before. I did joke with her last time that she's going to help me get my light aircraft license next. And Brett Hoskins from Learn to Ride here in town. He was there to make sure I wasn't a complete doofus. I mean, I probably still am, but on the day of the assessment, I managed to wing it. So that gave me the green light to do my tree learner course, which then got me my learner's permit, and I could ride around on the road. And that was when we really started developing the arm, the suspension tuning, the shock absorber in the arm, as well as what would I call it? I guess it's the link between my brain and my short arm, with counter steer, bumps, good bumps and bad bumps, and didn't really have any problems with that, to be honest. Like I remember doing the low speed stuff, I would force myself to just steer the bike with my short arm. The bike I was doing that practice on was big single, so she could cope, just lugging around in second gear and steer the bike with my short arm. But anyway, I think that's about it. They got me through to riding a motorcycle on the road legally and safely. I suppose insurance was pretty easy. I just had to provide all the paperwork to show all the testing I'd done, that everything was signed off, and the insurance has been pretty good. I'm not quite sure I pay a higher premium or anything, but I'm insured, which is a bonus. So there you go. I'll let you go. I'll talk to you next time. Everybody ride safe and have fun.